What can turn the ocean's top predators into prey? Orcas. They do not hunt through strength alone, they hunt through strategy. A target is isolated. A coordinated attack is launched. And the prey is left with no chance to escape. Let's witness some of the most intense attacks ever carried out by killer whales against the ocean's most formidable predators. In the ocean, strength alone is not enough to become the ruler. The most terrifying predator is one that knows exactly where its opponent's weakness lies. When a great white shark enters an orca's hunting grounds, it is no longer the ruler of the sea. This intelligent hunter does not attack at random. It targets one thing above all else, the great white shark's liver. The predator charges directly into the shark's flank, using its entire body mass to disorient the animal and flip it upside down, a position that induces a temporary state of paralysis, known as tonic immobility. A great white shark's liver can account for up to 25% of its body weight, containing enormous reserves of oil and energy. A shark weighing around 1,000 pounds may carry more than 250 pounds of liver, providing a massive energy reward for an orca. For a killer whale, it is a biological prize valuable enough to justify a high-risk hunt. Very few species are willing to confront a sperm whale directly. But orcas are an exception. They operate in coordinated pods and carefully select their targets. Young or weakened whales are usually chosen first. 3 orcas accelerate together, narrowing the angle and isolating their target. A precise bite to the tail completely disrupts the calf's ability to maintain direction. The pod surrounds the mother and calf, applying relentless pressure. But sperm whales do not face the threat alone. They quickly gather into a tight defensive formation. The calf remains protected in the center, blocking any direct approach. The situation changes when a mature male sperm whale arrives. His immense size, steady movements, and direct advance force the orcas to reassess the risk. Eventually, the pod abandons the hunt. Across these frigid waters, orcas are almost the undisputed rulers of the sea. They can hunt nearly any prey they choose. When hunger forces king penguins to leave the safety of the ice, they also enter the hunting range of killer whales. The orcas do not rush their attack. Instead, They patiently scan the surface using a behavior known as spy hopping, raising their heads above the water to track the movements of their prey. When waves and currents begin to slow the penguins' progress, the pod immediately accelerates and starts to herd them. Any individual that falls behind is likely to become food for the predators. Orcas do not rely solely on their sharp teeth to subdue prey. They can transform their powerful tails into devastating weapons. A single tail strike generates immense water pressure, sending shockwaves through the ocean with enough force to stun, disorient, or even launch prey into the air. But the hunt does not end there. Instead of finishing the prey immediately, they sometimes engage in what appears to be play, repeatedly tossing it into the air, slamming it back into the water, and passing it among members of the pod. This is one reason orcas are considered among the most powerful and effective predators on Earth. Penguins are an ideal food source for many Antarctic predators, especially leopard seals. Hidden behind drifting ice, the seal waits patiently for the right opportunity to ambush. The moment a group of penguins enters the water to feed the hunt begins. The leopard seal bursts through the icy water, racing toward its target before the prey has time to react. Leopard seals can swim at speeds exceeding 35 kilometers per hour, 22 miles per hour, fast enough to pursue even the most agile penguins. Individuals separated from the group have little chance of survival and quickly become a meal. Nature is always unforgiving, but for a predator, this is not cruelty. It is simply the price of survival. Every year, gray whales undertake one of the longest migrations on Earth, more than 16,000 kilometers along the Pacific coast, to breed and raise their young. But that route is also a corridor filled with danger. Narrow stretches of ocean force them to surface repeatedly, to breathe unintentionally, revealing their location in the vast sea. And for pods of killer whales, this creates the perfect hunting opportunity. Nearly 30 orcas quickly form a ring around a migrating group of gray whales. Like a highly organized hunting force, they launch repeated attacks, forcing the gray whales to expend enormous amounts of energy simply to remain at the surface. Powerful body impacts are delivered again and again. Despite their immense size, the whale's lack of agility gradually places them at a disadvantage within the encirclement. In the end, in the middle of the vast ocean, the unfortunate whale is left behind with death. Along the coast of Patagonia, thousands of penguins gather on rocky shorelines. But beneath the surface, sea lions are already waiting. These predators do not need to remain hidden for long. They use the force of incoming waves to surge directly into the middle of the penguin's formation. Sea lions can reach speeds of more than 40 kilometers per hour, 25 miles per hour underwater, allowing them to quickly catch individuals that are slower or exhausted from long journeys. Within seconds, the weakest penguins are pulled away from the group. When calm returns to the surface, only traces of the chase remain. Young penguins are targeted by many predators, especially giant petrels. If a chick becomes separated from its parents for even a few seconds, its chances of survival drop dramatically. From above, the predator plunges directly into the colony, attempting to seize chicks that are still too young to defend themselves. The giant petrel's powerful bill is designed for tearing flesh and targeting vulnerable soft tissue. It aims for the head, the weakest and most exposed part of a penguin chick's body. The chick is pinned down by the powerful grip of the predator and appears unable to resist. But at that critical moment, the attacker loses its balance, creating an opportunity for other penguins to rush in and protect the youngster. Off the coast of Australia, hundreds of thousands of spider crabs gather on the seafloor to undergo one of the most dangerous moments of their lives, molting. As they shed their old shells, their newly exposed bodies remain soft and almost defenseless. Hidden near the seabed, a ray nearly 13 feet across charges into the chaotic mass of crabs. A single powerful sweep is enough to scatter the group, exposing the most vulnerable individuals. Rays possess exceptionally strong plate-like teeth, specialized for crushing the hard shells of crustaceans with tremendous jaw pressure. Once a crab is pinned against the seafloor, it quickly becomes a nutrient-rich meal for the predator. For millions of years, the ocean's predators have evolved incredible speed strength and sophisticated hunting strategies to survive. But today, the greatest threat no longer comes from the hunts that unfold beneath the waves. Pollution, climate change, and overfishing are reducing food supplies, disrupting migration routes, and pushing many marine species closer to decline. When the ocean loses its balance, there will be no predators or prey left to claim victory. There will only be an ecosystem slowly disappearing before our eyes.